I'm just following orders. Let me get one of those slow motion pictures, bro. One of the slow motion pictures.
You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second.
Come on, that.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit.
Hey, I'm just following orders. Let me get one of those slow motion pictures, bro. One of the slow motion pictures.
You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second.
Come on, that.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move, it coach shit. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to bust shit out. They see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like that, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Ooh, keep on stopping, got this bitch off the hand, got the juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, it's assault. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move, it coach shit. Hey. One way, one way, one way, one way, one way. Coming up on my
I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settling? See, you locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's One West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause it's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on this beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum, red rum, red rum. Got you fuckers scared some. Get the banging on this beat till my fucking head numb. Black Glock, red drums, black and yellow Air Ones. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one.
Told these niggas we was going up. They was doing a lot of talking. Now these niggas ain't saying shit.
Feeling like a legend in this shit. Lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third. Lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all steppin'. Kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, but you doing life. These hands are rude GPS. A mean right. That's mean right. We build different, you know the vibes. And we something authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a cod. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with Cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoke until we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move, it coach shit. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to
bitch, I done had enough. Fuck that fucking job, I'm watching everybody work. Fuck that fucking job, that little pay by the hour. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, my back hurting and I'm hungry. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, nigga, on soul. Yeah, caught between the two, get this money, go home. Yeah, all these people so, all these bitches, they messy. First day I came in, I bossed up on the bosses. And they promise nigga this, promise nigga that. Want my ass to work and bring that paper back. Sean, where you been? I been taking the shit. Knowing damn well that I don't fucking sleep. For that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. For that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. For that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. For that fucking job, all that bitchin' and crying. And I'm saying, fuck that fucking job, nigga. Fuck that fucking job, bitch. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, me and bro, we just posted. Look him in the eye, shake my head disappointed. We gotta visualize, summarize, execute. All these people dropping like fly, why the fuck we still here? Man, fuck that fucking job, when I pull up, I hate it. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, that's on all of their faces. Fuck that fucking job, man, I'm already lit. Man, I hear one thing, boy, you bound to get hit. Man, the bills cross a nigga's brain. Damn, that's how you keep a nigga damn a slave. Damn, the money supposed to be a tool. Damn, for a purpose, what's your purpose for? For that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. For that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. For that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. For that fucking job, all that bitchin' and crying. And I'm saying, fuck that fucking job, nigga. Fuck that fucking job, bitch. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying.
I'm sick of that shit, I know you sick of it too, man. Money supposed to be a tool, man. What's your purpose though? It's supposed to benefit a purpose. Shout out Boom Man now.
Do he mention Ishmael by name in there? Babylon of Timbuktu.
God. You play one more song. Bubble Shop. Yeah.
You mentioned him in that from Babylon to Timbuktu.
Now this is talking about the bourbon.
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rapper, busy man shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga. When Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying. This shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert. Another cop just stretched the nigga. He a demon, this that exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, I ain't listening. Is in fact the fear. If revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jacob. So I war, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't just do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? What he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit light work. It ain't on who got this gun, it's on who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chain frame. Shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow sign. Yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville. You feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I enjoy. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game. Pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy. All jokes aside, you know how niggas be like, I'm this and that for life, I'm this and that for life. I'm on West for life, nigga, this a blood oath. Hey, yo, Madara, here go a class for you, my nigga. 140 for the rebel. The world turned its back on me. I'm a cripple. We got soldiers, he got soldiers, but I got different ones. Ain't no way out, I tell you once. Don't pray for nothing, sin and curse. We can't forgive what's forbidden. Remain in them trenches. Trust in the Lord, but please forgive me for the times that I didn't. If rank is given, have your respect to your apprentice. Be about your business. This loyalty's a death sentence. Look, trying to pick up with a blind field. They said there'll be many mansions. I'm just grinding for my time share. Them devils ain't playing fair. They hunt you like Van Pelt, but ain't no getting out the game like Jumanji. You take that oath, it's a Dundee. Try to deal death to a priest, you won't make it out in one piece. So you can stand, just make sure you got the heart. Say your name 3 times, and it's death do us part. No. So how you feel about this truth I done shown you? This ain't the life you think, little nigga, I should want. Even your own people go this zone. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Ain't no more guessing, ain't no more questions. Make sure my election till I'm tucked away like George Jetson. Murder for capital, now it's murder at the Capitol. The world in amazement, we like fuck 'em, raise it. I pity those watching life as it go by. Be giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. In pub smoke, never try to. The dead at home, my brother be the dead, it's all I don't. Either fold or salute, my nigga. They like, how you stay focused? I told them I'm motivated cause of you, my nigga. Brotherhoods and weapons, still got weapons on the scene. And I never do my niggas like Bishop did Raheem. Never mind in all beliefs, they under anesthesia. Shorty say she need me, said she wanna let that love go. Told I let that love grow. But if I bring you to my bed, that's a blood oath. Know what it is, man. So, how you feel about this truth I done shown you? This ain't the life you think, little nigga, I should want. Even your own people go this zone. And the Lord said they hate you for my name, so you better keep it on. Yeah.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put billions of my houses. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Payback is a
He's identifying himself. He literally did that with my honey.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missile
missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You see just how it feels. Payback is a payback.
All right, just let us know if they can hear us, the sound on. When is we all good
Check
to go?
1 2 1 2 1 2.
All right,
We
Most
all-
High in Christ. They clap it up. All right, I'm preaching all the 5,000s of rocking the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. All right, right here, preaching officer Laban, and we're gonna go into this real deep history, man, of who are the Arabs according to the Bible. And I think this is a heavy topic because a lot of people don't know that there are 18 nations in the scriptures. 18 nations in the scripture. Every single nation, every single race is literally in the Bible. Okay. Now, why are we going in the Bible for this? Is because people don't know who to identify. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how to identify with those things. So what we're gonna do, we actually are going to bring out the actual real history that, you know what I'm saying, who are the Arabs according to the Bible. We're going to get into that. We're also going to pull some history on Islam, where it comes from. We also going to go into Arabs' lifestyle, how they live, and how they try to identify themselves with us, and they can not be us. They try to identify themselves, though. All right. So before we get into this heavy topic, I would like everybody to like, share, and subscribe, man. Make sure you do that. I'm gonna give you a couple minutes to do that real quick. I'm gonna also like, share, and subscribe.
You just going right on Facebook, right, and looking at the notification.
Okay.
Okay. And let me see. Is there a general notification that we automatically transmit on Facebook that everybody should be able to see?
I actually don't see us on Facebook right now.
Where are we at?
Are we on Facebook? We should be on Facebook Live.
No. Right. It should have been a notification.
Yeah, I ain't get it yet.
And the title. It's Esau technology. We still trying to master it. But one thing you were saying about you're saying about the class and the topic of Ishmael and how he in his spirit he wants to be like us. Like you could even hear, like, I don't know how it is in other neighborhoods, but in our neighborhood, I go to the gas station or to the corner store or wherever I shop, and it seemed like he want to put an extra little twang in how he speak, you know, trying to identify with our struggle.
Right.
Like he used certain phrases and everything, you know, like my baby. I heard him call one little brother earlier today. That's right, my baby. I took my phone into the Arab shop to get the screen replaced.
Right.
And he was dealing with another brother. And after they was done, you know, the brother treated him like they were relatives. And he said, okay, my baby.
Right.
And I noticed that a lot, not in the hood, you know, where they really trying to convince us that they are our friends.
Absolutely. Okay, here it go. It popped up right here. So now,
Christ.
okay, so now we can do it.
Okay.
Now we can like, share, and subscribe real quick.
Let me see where you at with that.
Let me tag you real quick. Tag you.
Yeah, I got it now.
Good.
No, that's the one part.
I'm tagged you right in it.
Yeah, there you go. Most time across the rock.
Got the bar.
But yeah, I'm noticing that, you know, and he's trying to convince us that he's our ally. You know what I mean, and that our enemy is our, you know, the other oppressor. But from our perspective, you just as, you know, involved in our oppression as anybody else. Look at all of the shops and everything else that you set up in our neighborhoods, you
Right.
know, and the only people that I see you hiring is the brother that's really, really struggling on drugs, where you got him, shoveling the snow for $5 all the way around the damn corner, and the little sister that, don't know how to cover herself up. She's behind the register.
Right.
So when I hear them talking about my brother this and my brother that, my baby this and my baby that, it just further, describes, us as destroyed people, and gives me, good understanding why the Lord hate everybody, man,
Right.
that has benefited from our demise.
Damn right. And it's an actually disturbing thing, because I done seen a brother try to identify with them. Talking
Yeah.
about some, you say Habibi, that's how you say what up though in their
Right.
language.
Get the hell
Like, why are you learning? You so thirsty, man. Like, you so thirsty to want to be a part of something. And that's why it's so important to have your culture, man. If you don't have your culture, you are considered a joke to these other nations, man.
That's right.
They're going to look at you like an absolute 100% joke.
That's right.
Because for this whole time, they know where they come from. They have a landmass. They got military. They got power for real. And they look at you and you don't know where you come from, they going to despise you.
And it's one thing that, like, while we on this note, if I could bring out, right, and it's the little guy over there that's being oppressed in Palestine, and I wanted to mention, like, I tuned into Commander General Yohana's class, and he, although we know that them Palestinians, man, that they in the land that don't belong to them, that they didn't benefited from our demise just like every other heathen in the earth, right? We know this, but they right now they're suffering, oppression. These people are people that's being destroyed by the so-called Israelis who invaded their land in 48,
right?
And absolutely been in putting policies in effect that would drive them further in other Arab countries, right? And I just wanted to bring out this one little video, if I could, about Bashar.
No, go ahead and bring it up, because what it's going to show you is how they try to identify with our oppression.
There you go.
All right, so go ahead, Mashah. Go ahead and pull up that little Palestinian little rapper. You know what I mean? And show the screen so they can see this.
Palestine's been occupied for decades, but a home for centuries. This land is generations of my family's memories. To plant, grow, and nurture the symbol of peace. The olive tree is guaranteed that our people could eat. Living with limitations, pushed down by the occupation. Want to see the pain take.
Pause that for a second. If y'all can actually take a look at this Palestinian background, right? He trying to identify with you Negroes, man.
Yeah.
Because look at that background. It's
right around the corner from here.
Right around the corner, man. Like in Detroit, how it's desolate around here. He's showing you how it's desolate around there. And he's rapping, identifying his oppression and what he going through over there. You understand? On how we go through every day. This is our everyday life.
And if I could add, his words is the thing. His rap is the thing that's saying, I'm just like you Negroes, you stuck in the ghettos and oppressed by your oppressor over there in America. That's what he's saying right now.
Right.
And although we know he's not our people, you know what I mean, but certainly, he see what we've gone through in America.
Right.
And now they trying to say we parallel in that experience.
Trying to make it look we brothers because we going through this now. We've been going through this first and foremost. Y'all starting to feel this heat real bad. Now y'all want to identify. Now y'all can finally understand where we come from. You understand? You can finally you're not gonna understand oppression until you go through oppression. You understand? Like, and guess what? Oppression is coming to the oppressor. Oppression is coming to all these different nations, man. Once our King Christ return, you really gonna be oppressed then. You know what I'm saying? And that's that's what's coming. That's what's prophesied in the Bible. But nonetheless, man, we're gonna go into who are the Arabs according to the Bible, man. And the first chapter I definitely would like to start with. I definitely want to go on Genesis, the 16th chapter. All right, we're gonna get into Genesis, the 16th chapter, and we're gonna begin at verse 1. We'll start at verse 1 so you can receive some context of what's going on. All right, Mashah, when you get a chance, brother, can you read that for us, Baba Kashah? Do you need a mic or
No, it should be loud enough.
okay, most high correction.
This is Genesis 16, starting at verse 1. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no children. And she had a handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar.
Whose name was what?
Hagar.
Now this right here was a handmaid of This was a handmaid of Sarai's. Oh, okay, and also let me know if we got any questions in the chat too.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? If we got any questions, please let me know.
Okay.
Please let me know. I believe we do, if I'm not mistaken. If you could read it, Bob Kashah.
Come. Verse 2.
No, just read that question. See if we got any questions in that chat, Warrior.
This is from T. Is the Arab and Esau mixed with Neanderthal?
Who said what now?
Is the Arab and Esau mixed with Neanderthal?
Is the Arabs and Esau mixed with Neanderthal?
Okay.
All right. It's the Arabs mixed with Neanderthal. And is he asking, is Esau mixed with Neanderthal?
He's asking, is the Arab and Esau mixed with Neanderthals?
Okay. Is that
Okay.
no? You have something?
Yeah, well, I believe I know what he's speaking on. This is one of the many. When I was really younger than I am young right now, I explored the internet on various topics, and one of them was the so-called belief in cavemen and Neanderthals, and I believe I came across one study that claimed that all Caucasian people have so-called caveman blood in them. Right now, biblically, we may be able to tie that up with Mount Seir and Esau going into the caves, and we know that Esau went through many hardships, man.
Right. Esau is that caveman. It's like,
No, and he was debilitated, and he sought higher regions that were not as harsh, like the desert, etc. But to say it, but to be able to answer a question as to what's in his DNA, I don't think we
I can
we cover that slot.
we can pull. I can get this question real quick. We can pull Obadiah 1. We're gonna pull Obadiah. I'll get this question answered for you. Let's see, get Obadiah 1 and 3. If you could, Mashah Babkusha. Just pull that real quick.
Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Thou that do what?
Dwellest in the clefts of the rocks.
Keep going.
Whose habitation is high.
Whose habitation is high, man. This right here, Esau is that caveman that dwells in rocks. And this right here, I just going into Obadiah just to show you that his destruction, a lot of his destruction is in the book of Obadiah. You know what I'm saying? How the Lord speaks against him and his end times and his ending of the world. You know what I'm saying? It's telling you right here in verse 3, the pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock. All right, who dwells in those clefts of those rocks? Those Neanderthal people, those are actually Edomites. All right, those are Edom. Those are cave beasts. That's who. They don't have nothing to do with no Arabs. All right, so Arabs and Esau, those are two different people. Okay.
When Esau married, he did marry into the Arabs, I believe.
He married into the Africa. It's Canaanites. It was Canaan. It was the tribe of Canaan that he married into. Esau did. So right there, that answer your question, brother. You got any more questions? Just let me know. All right. Other than that, we're gonna keep on rolling and get into this topic heavy with who are the Arabs according to the Bible. Okay, so we're gonna go right back into Genesis, the 16th chapter.
Come. This is Genesis chapter 16, verse 2. And Sarai said unto Abram, Behold, now the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarah.
Okay, so this right here is basically telling you how is this even coming along. Hagar was an Egyptian. She was an Egyptian woman. Okay, and because Sarai, she couldn't bear any children, she wanted Abram to go into one of her handmaids so they could bear children. Okay, keep going.
Come. And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife.
So this is what Sarai did. She gave Abram, which is Abraham, Sarah to wife. Hagar to wife, meaning to what? Conceive, have sex with, conceive and bear children with. Okay, read.
Verse 4. And he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived.
And so he made that act, he made that sexual act, and she actually conceived, meaning what? She got pregnant, right? Read.
And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes.
She finally seen that, you know what I'm saying, she actually could have a child. The mistress was despised in her eyes. Okay. You can time me anytime on this too.
Right. When if you could read the verse up, one verse up from there.
This is Genesis 16, verse 3. And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife.
What a righteous thing to do, right? Keep going, Salakia.
Verse 4. And he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes.
Meaning she was jealous, right? That's, I think, a normal thing for any woman. Keep going.
Verse 5. And Sarah said unto Abram, My wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judge between me and thee.
Keep going.
Verse 6. And Abram said unto Sarai, Behold, thy maid is in thy hand. Do to her as it pleaseth thee. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face.
So Abram basically gave Sarai, you know what I'm saying, the power over that handmaid. Say do as she pleases.
But what was taking place right there? Was it Sarah being jealous, or was it Hagar being haughty because she had actually conceived the child?
This right here is
I believe it was Hagar, right? Or did I misinterpret that?
What did you say?
Wasn't it Hagar that cross-eyed Sarah because she had the baby in her belly?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yes or no? Okay, Con.
That is correct.
So after Sarah allowed that connection between Abraham and Hagar after conceiving the child, she threw shade at Sarah. She cross-eyed her, treated her like she was less than. That's probably what was more on point. After she conceived the baby that Sarah wasn't able to conceive, Hagar, the Egyptian, was kind of haughty with it and puffed up, Slocky.
all right. So just keep on. Go ahead and read.
Con. Genesis chapter 16, verse 7. And the angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness.
The angel found Hagar in a fountain. All right, over there by the fountain, in the, by the river, right in the wilderness. Keep going.
By the fountain in the way of Shur.
If I could interrupt right here and just make a point to the topic of your class, this interaction right here between Hagar, which is the mother of the Arabs, and the Most High, is the thing that put this in the head of Ishmael and the Arabs, that somehow they greater than we are. This interaction right here. And then they go on in their doctrine to totally exclude the Bible and exclude the blessings that the Israelites was given in Muhammad's doctrine, some type of way. But this verse right here, this interaction with the angel and Hagar, Ishmael's mama, is one of the things that make the Arabs believe that they are greater than everybody else spiritually, as it connects to the Most High.
Damn right. Keep going.
Verse 8. And he said, Hagar, Sarah's maid, where camest thou?
Whence comest thou?
Whence comest thou?
Go, Flocky.
Go ahead.
Come. And whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai.
Read.
Verse 9. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, return to thy mistress and submit thyself under her hands.
Do what?
Submit thyself under her hands.
So now she had got instructions from the angel, and he said, go back to the mistress. And not only that, submit yourself unto her hands. Okay, keep going.
Verse 10. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly.
Not an angel telling her, Hagar, the blessings of what her seed is going to get. Saying that he going to multiply, you know what I'm saying? I will multiply thy seed exceedingly. And they're going to be big. Keep going.
That it shall not be numbered for multitude.
All right. So this right here is the blessing that's coming down, right? Read.
And the angel of the Lord said unto her, behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shalt call his name Ishmael.
And this is what the angel said to Hagar. This is the first time Ishmael is even getting mentioned in the Bible. We started at verse 1 just so you can get some real good context of what we're talking about. But now that we finally down to the story, we realize that Hagar is pregnant and she got instructions from this angel to name this child right here. It's going to be a son. Name him Ishmael, right? Read.
Because the Lord hath heard thy affliction.
And the Lord heard her affliction, man. She was going through a lot at that time. You can time, man, anytime, any given time. But she was going through a lot around that time, man. You know what I'm saying? Going back and forth with Sarah. You know what I mean? It was hectic. That's why she ran out. And she ran into the wilderness in the first place. If everything was so peaches and cream, she wouldn't have just ran out. You understand? But everything was not peaches and cream. You know what I'm saying? They was definitely not getting along with each other. And guess what? She ran out. You know what I'm saying? The angel appeared to her and said, submit yourself to it.
Is this the same chapter where it mentions the 12 princes?
Nah.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Verse 13. So like in verse 12. And he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man.
Hold on. Go read verse 12 again, Baba Kasha.
Come. Genesis 16, verse 12. And he will be a wild man.
He'll be what?
A wild man.
A what?
A wild man.
Go ahead, LeBron.
So I just wanted to mention a couple things that we like, we haven't thought to do. You know what I mean? Given all of our oppression over here in America, one of them is strap bombs and dynamite to ourselves and go in a crowded theater or a crowded grocery store, a place where our enemies are or our oppressors are, and blow ourselves up along with 150 of them. Right. For me, that would be a very wild thing to do. You know what I mean? And they're actually, doing that in the name of God
and Allah.
And Allah.
And Allah, man, they will destruct them, not only themselves, but they go to try to take everybody with them. You know what I'm saying? That is a very wild thing to do. Like that. That's not something that's normal. You know what I mean? That ain't something that everybody's trying to do, but this is something they got a belief behind it.
And if I could, right?
Go
So
ahead.
I'm not saying that the act of I'm going out to take out 150 of my enemies is a wild act. I'm saying the way he do it, his means. For instance, what he just did in Israeli town at that rave that they was having out there in the desert, where they flying around in fighter jets and the Israelis are flying around in fighter jets, and the Arab come in on the hang glider. You know what I mean, with a couple grenades and a rocket launcher. For me, that's a very wild thing. But he was successful with it. Who would think to do something like that?
Right.
For me, it's wild. You know, it's what we call crashing. You know what I'm saying? We call that crashing out. You know, it's very wild. So the Bible is really on point when it describes Ishmael as being wild. You know what I mean?
And not only that, man, they believe that they will get versions for doing this act.
Golden cities. They listen. What they've done is looked at the Bible and kind of up the ante. Whatever the Lord promised us in the Bible, they declared in their death if you know they go out so called in the name of in the name of God. Slocky.
Go ahead, Michelle. You said some
Like,
questions.
so you have a question?
Go ahead, Word.
That's from T. You said, I want to know how they claiming they land of Israel, the Arab, I mean, when you get a chance to respond.
Can you repeat this question one more time, Bubba Shaw?
Come. He said, I want to know how they claiming they land of Israel.
The land of Israel.
Oh, claiming
how they
the
claiming
land.
the land of Israel. And he's talking about the Arabs. How the Arabs claim the land of Israel.
Okay, so we can actually, if you want to elaborate on it, LeBron.
It's some history right involving the Ottoman Empire, right? The Ottoman Empire, Great Britain, and the so-called Jews at one time was all in that region, right? This was after 70 AD, where we was discarded and the majority of us, the overwhelming majority of us, fled into Africa. After our subsequent, chattel slavery and being, sold all over the earth, other regions occupied that land. The Palestinians, then the Ottoman Turks, right? And Slocky, who was over there first? After us, I believe it was the remnants of some of the Jewish people
and the Palestinians,
and Great Britain, and a whole bunch of other nations was going over there, and how they become the so-called possessors of the land right now is through conquering it, right? After we fled, as I said, the Ottoman Turks took over the land. Then Great Britain conquered them, and then the United Nations, went over there and established that land for the remnants of the Palestinians and for a Jewish occupation. I mean, you could. I think I posted the whole history of it in our last class. If you go to our last class, I show you the history of how, in the context of how the Palestinians become occupiers of that land, and the Jewish people as well.
Yeah, some Kudash.
So we got the scripture where we first, when we was kicked out of the say flee into the mountain.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You can actually pull that.
Yeah, they good.
So that's when we fled, right? When we fled Roman persecution, it was in 70 AD. But Herod had already, had a stronghold occupying the nation, back in Christ's days. All right. So finally, we was overthrown in 70 AD and we fled. But prior to that, the Romans had the land. The Greeks had the land.
Go ahead. You can read it, brother.
This is Matthew 24, verse 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel, the prophet, stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them that be in Judea flee into the mountains.
All right, so it's telling you right there in that scripture, that was a real direct order from Christ saying, once you see these desolations happening, once you see that these those things start to happen, you flee into the mountains. When he was talking about referring to mountains, flee into people that look like you, that are look similar like you. Africans look similar to Israelites because of the skin complexion. You know what I'm saying? Now, are they the two same people? No, they are absolutely different people, different tribes, and everything. You know what I'm saying? When we went into the transatlantic slave trade, they said they were selling Negroes for sale. They never said Africans or anything like that. They make a pure distinction between us two. You know what I'm saying? So when Christ said that, and that's how, you know what I'm saying, the Arabs started being able to occupy that land over there, because when we were overtaken, we was told to flee into the mountains, meaning flee from our land, flee from our homeland. You know what I'm saying? And go into that the mountains. Go ahead, Dash.
And when you think about the history of it, it lines up with the Bible, because where did the Esau get us from? Where did the oppressor in America get us from? He got us from the west coast of Africa.
Damn right.
Where we was told to flee at.
Damn right.
And then the other people that stayed in Rome, they got destroyed. They starved, the Romans starved them out. So that is why you have the Arabs claiming, and other people, not just the Arabs, but you got Egyptians over there in Israel too, and Ashkenazis, and even blonde-haired Europeans. All of them is claiming to be Israel Jews over there right now.
Damn right. That's real heavy, man. So, brother, hopefully we answered your question. If you got any more questions, just let us know. We're going to get right back into the topic. We're going to go back into Genesis, the 16th chapter. And we're going to get more deeper into Ishmael, because this is a heavy thing. This is not no small thing, because, again, Arabs, when they try their best to identify themselves with black people, but at the same time, they take well good advantage of black people. They take well good advantage of us by doing what? Putting and operating businesses in our neighborhoods. You understand? And guess where they take that money? It's not like they taking this money and breaking bread with everybody in the neighborhood. They take this money and take it back to Dearborn. You know what I'm saying? This is Detroit. So where Arabs, where they reside at is Dearborn. You know what I'm saying? They take that money and take it back to their people.
That's right.
They take it back to their countries, man. That's what they do when they make riches off us. They take it back to their own people. That shows you right then and there that they ain't all the way with us like how you think. Like, don't be bamboozled as a black man. You know what I'm saying? Because you see an Arab and you think that we identify with each other. We absolutely don't. You understand? They whole religion, Islam, all of that. We're going to go into it real deep. So go ahead and go back to Genesis, the 16th chapter.
This is Genesis
and read verse 12, Baba Kasha.
This is Genesis chapter 16, verse 12. And he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren.
So over there in the Middle East right now, he's dwelling amongst all his brethren. All right. Though that Middle East is well occupied with Arabs. Okay, very occupied. All right. Now we're gonna go into also his blessing.
To your point, which further gives you
go ahead
the understanding who Ishmael is. Because them Arabs, they clicked up over there. You know what I'm saying? You got Yemen and Hezbollah and the Pakistanis and all of them right now speaking out against what's going on over there in Palestine and that little strip alone.
Right. All you talking about in Gaza?
Yeah.
The Gaza Strip?
All of them pissed off right now. I think was it that Hezbollah that they launched some rockets from Yemen into Israel, and one of the commanders off one of them ships intercepted it with some rockets. I think that's one of the things that came out yesterday in the news, how this war is escalating because Ishmael over there dwelling amongst his brothers is seeing the links that they taking in Palestine, and it's pissing them off. Think about looking at your little brother getting his ass whooped. You want to stay out the battle, but it's a one-on-one fight. So supposedly it's a one-on-one fight, but really you realize that he got a whole bunch of help from everybody else, and you want to get into the battle. You want to get into it, and that's what you're seeing from Yemen and a lot of these other little countries that's heavily occupied by the Arabs over there in that land, man, is getting pissed off by the day.
Damn right.
And more geeked up to enter this war.
Damn right. And also wanted to answer one point I forgot to add in is that the Arabs took over that land over there after the fall of Rome. I specifically wanted to say that because you know what I'm saying. You was wondering how those Arabs, how they over there in the land and claiming it because they took over that land after the fall of Rome. All right. Now let's get back into because I actually want to go over the blessings of the Arabs of what they saying. And actually, before we even do that, I actually want to pull the video of an actual Arab saying that he comes from Ishmael.
God.
You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's get that video real quick. Let's pull that out just to bring this out heavy, man, just to show you that they know who they identify themselves with. They know who they are. Let's pull that. We're gonna start that video. Let's start it at like 1:16.
Which is a curious phenomenon because
Can you
Ishmael
turn
was
this
the
up too, Bubba
firstborn
Show?
son of Abraham,
So we can
according
hear
to the biblical narrative itself. And so you would expect him to have a greater prominence, but he doesn't. The prominence shifts to Isaac, who
if you could, can you restart
comes
it?
to be known as the ancestor of the Israelite nation.
What?
And Ishmael, by comparison, is said to be a great person, and that he will be.
If you could.
Okay.
And turn it up so we can hear it in his class.
Okay.
Comparison with his brother Isaac, which is a curious phenomenon because Ishmael was the firstborn son of Abraham, according to the
stop it
biblical
right
narrative
there.
itself.
Stop it right there.
And so
Stop.
you would expect him to have a greater prominence, but
Now he telling you right there that Ishmael was the very first born son of Abraham. Now, what we know in history is that the very first son get what? The very first son get all the blessings, all the inheritance, everything. You know what I'm saying? Because he the firstborn. You know what I'm saying? But this Arab, he actually saying like it was supposed to be this way, but unfortunately, something happened. All right. You know what I'm saying? So if we could, we can go back to that video, start it again at 1:16, or restart so the audience can also hear the points that we bringing out and where we coming from. If you could, Bubba Michelle.
stories following the Quranic line of thought. But even in the Bible, the story of Ishmael, compared with others around him, seems to be diminished, especially in comparison with his brother Isaac, which is a curious phenomenon because Ishmael was the firstborn son of Abraham, according to the biblical narrative itself. And so you would expect him to have a greater prominence, but he doesn't.
Well, he's saying that right there.
To Isaac, who comes to be known as the ancestor of the Israelite nation. And Ishmael, by comparison, is said to be a great person, and that he will have many descendants. But he will also be a wild donkey of a man whose hand will be against everyone, and everyone's hand will be against him.
And in contrast, in the Quran, Ishmael in the Islamic tradition is seen as.
Now pause that right there, man. You got this Arab, you know what I mean? And he's going down and running down to you. He know this Bible. He know our history. You know, all of these races have our records, man. They all can understand it except the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? And he telling you like, look, yeah, we was the first born, and Ishmael was, you know what I'm saying? It would seem like he would have everything, but it didn't work out. And it was because of his brother Isaac. He said that in that video. He said because of his brother Isaac. That means this right here, this thing that they got going on, it started, if you really want the archaeology, it started from their mamas. You know what I'm saying? The mothers was going at it. That's right. And you go into it, now you see that, you know what I'm saying, because of these blessings that Isaac started to get, which we're going to go into, And he also said that Ishmael was prophesied to be a wild man himself.
If I could just, it's some more to Esau. In addition to what he just brought out and what you bringing out.
You mean Ishmael?
I'm Ishmael.
No,
it's those blessings.
Yeah.
The 12 princes and the blessings.
Right.
And I know we brought out him dwelling amongst his brothers. Right. But it's also some other biblical context that associate him with the desert. You know what I mean? And that region over there and having wealth like he enjoyed right now.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that too. You can play the rest of a little bit of that video, and we're gonna actually get into them scriptures again.
As sort of the ancestor, right? The ancestor of the Prophet Muhammad and the Muslims. Yeah, many Arabs.
So in Islamic tradition, Ishmael gets a large mention.
Yes.
And Isaac, not so much mentioned. So it's as if the Islamic tradition, in a way, counterbalances and fits nicely in with the Judeo-Christian tradition.
Now stop that. Stop that. They telling you. He's telling you straight up. You know what I'm saying? The ancestor of Muhammad was Ishmael. Like, come on now, man. He's saying that right there in that video. He's saying that the Prophet Muhammad his ancestor is Ishmael. And when we went into the Bible, when we went into Genesis, the 16th chapter, we showed you where Ishmael even came from. You know what I'm saying? And we telling you the prophecies of this cat right here. Okay, now we're gonna go into some more scriptures. We can go into Genesis, the 17th chapter. We can go into Genesis, the 17th chapter.
Where you want to start at?
I want you to start at Genesis 17 and verse 5. So we can have a little context.
That's where I was talking about what Esau did, Mary. See?
This is Genesis chapter 17, beginning at verse 5.
Yeah.
Neither shall thy name anymore be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham.
So this right here is when the Lord, man, gave Abraham his name. Finally, he's called Abraham now, right? Go ahead.
But thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee.
And that's what that means. Abraham, father of many nations. Okay, keep going.
Verse 6. And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee.
So you say you're gonna make great nations of thee, and kings gonna come out of thee, out of your nations, out of your seed,
right,
out of your lineage, right? Go ahead.
And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations for an everlasting covenant, to be a God unto thee and to thy seed after thee.
Hold on, thy seeds.
Thy seed after thee.
Hold on, seeds with an S.
S-E-E-D.
It said thy seed, he gonna establish a covenant. It just told you that he's gonna be a father of many nations, but actually establishing a covenant is gonna be with one seed.
And that's the part I think people get confused on a lot right there.
Yeah.
If I could, Buck Rashad. They don't understand that the Lord made a choice.
Right.
Although, like you just touched on, although Ishmael was the firstborn,
Mm-hmm.
the Lord is right here making a distinction between Ishmael and who he considers his seed.
Come on,
well, we always go to Romans, the 9th chapter, to prove it, but it's all through the scriptures.
All through the scriptures. Like, this is crazy right here. Like, you cannot get this acquainted with anything else. You can't be mistaken if you're hearing the Lord. If he just would have said seeds, would establish a covenant with many seeds, he just would have said it.
And I think if I could, this is where we go wrong, because they made us so squishy soft in Christianity.
Right.
We can't fathom the idea that the Most High chose a people, right? Because of all of our Christian indoctrination, right? Because of all our Christian beliefs and our love for everybody except our goddamn selves.
Right.
We can't fathom that the Lord, chose one Oh hell no! Out of all of these beautiful people, that's way more better than we are.
Right.
He chose one.
One seed.
One. Oh no! Hell no! That not my Jesus. Not my God.
Right.
Slocky.
Go ahead, Michelle. You got something, Warrior?
I understand where the brother coming from. I think it's more sick than that. If he had chose the Arab, we would have no problem. Why? Because we following the Arab right now. If
Right.
chose the Indian.
I got
we
you.
have no problem.
Right.
We following him right now. We can't believe out of all the people on the earth he chose us.
Right.
It's that damn person. It's like a whole bunch of us. Christianity is so sick that we mad as a people that the Most High chose us and didn't choose everybody.
We so destroyed and spoiled that we can't wrap our minds around us being the people. And which is listen, that's a testament to Esau, man, and what he done to us, man. The Bible is absolutely correct when they talk about us being a destroyed people, just robbed and spoiled, man. You know what I mean? I ain't talking about in gifts and in blessings. I'm talking about just rotten, man. We don't have no self-value. You know what I mean? Nothing about us is valuable to us as a people. You know what I mean? And I think that's to your point right there, which is an excellent heavy point, that we would love for it to be the Arabs. We would love for it to be the Chinese, man, and Buddha, man. Damn, that's so sad. Anybody but anybody but y'all. Not you. You get off that horse. What Sam Jackson saying to Django? Just like that. That same mentality as Sam Jackson and Django. Salakia.
And the sad part about it is, it's in the Bible. The scripture said, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your fathers ye will do." Right. The same thing that your daddy taught you, your white daddy, he taught you to hate black people, and you know how to do it well.
Mm-hmm. Now go ahead. We're gonna take this and we're gonna drop it down to 19, Genesis 17 and 19, because this right here is showing you that the Lord ain't making no mistake with what He's doing here. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand it. And who do you come to understand it? The prophets. You got to come to the Israelite school UPK to get this understanding. Can't go nowhere else, man. Nowhere else on the earth, man. You're gonna be able to find the truth of what you need. All right, go ahead.
Genesis 17, verse 19. And God said, Sarah, thy wife, shall bear thee a son indeed.
Mm-hmm. Read.
And thou shalt call his name Isaac.
Read.
And I will establish my covenant with him.
Now, you remember that covenant that we was just talking about? This is the son that is talking about. It's saying it right out of his mouth. Sarah gonna bear a son, Isaac. That's gonna be his name. That's who I'm gonna establish my covenant with. He's saying it right here in the scripture, man. Go ahead.
And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him.
And with his seeds?
With his seed after him.
With his seed after him. And who did Isaac have? Jacob. Was Jacob his only child? No. You know what I'm saying? Isaac had two sons, but he only established his seed with Jacob. Go ahead, LeBron.
Just read the 17 and 20. Read the whole verse. 17 and 20.
Genesis chapter 17, verse 20. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him and will make him fruitful and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he begat, and I will make him a great nation.
Read 21, Salakia.
But my covenant.
But what?
But my covenant.
That's the part right there. See, that's what we could get confused as Christians, because we always hear in the Christian church, "Oh, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. This, you blessed." We think a blessing is kin to the covenant, the promise, and it's not. No. All nations, according to the Bible, have been blessed. Every single last one of them, the Lord gave some sort of a blessing to, according to the Bible.
Right.
Ishmael, the Bible just described his blessings, right? But then it says, although Ishmael was the firstborn, But in Isaac shall my covenant be established, is what the Lord says, man.
Right.
Or goes on to say.
That's a heavy one too, but I don't even mean to cut you off.
No,
that right
that was
there
it.
is real heavy because he said, I will make him a great nation. This is talking about Ishmael, and then right after it say, but my covenant. Hey, come on, man, you cannot skip out on that. Like this right here, Arab will try to graph himself in like he's chosen or something like that. Yeah, it says some wonderful things. Let's read his blessing again in 20 to show his wonderful things that he have gotten and he have received. Go ahead, read it, brother.
Verse 21. But
No, 20. Baba Shah.
Genesis 17, verse 20. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him.
I did what?
I have blessed him.
We're going to go down the blessings of Ishmael, okay? We're going to show you what the Lord granted you. You have got a blessing. Go ahead.
And will make him fruitful.
You have got that blessing to be fruitful. Go ahead.
And will multiply him exceedingly.
You are big. Your nation is big, strong. You know what I'm saying? Islam done took over a lot of parts of this world, man. Right. Half of this world, you done took over with your religion of Islam. Right. That is a very strong thing you got. Go ahead.
12 princes shall he beget.
You got 12 princes. Go ahead.
And I will make him a great nation.
Don't make them a great nation, man. You go look over there, the history of the Arabs, they got history, you know what I'm saying, of thousands of years, man, going down in their history. You understand? Like they great over there. They own oil. You know what I'm saying? They got gold districts. You know what I mean? They got a lot of things that they inherit that black families cannot even imagine. Can't even see it, fathom it. You know what I'm saying? That's the beautiful thing you got. You got those things because of the Lord gave it to you. It's right here in the Bible.
DJ Khaled.
Look at DJ. Yeah. Come on now.
They own all the liquor and the gas in
right.
America.
Come on now.
You know?
That's a beautiful thing. You living. Yeah, they living delicious.
They blessed. That's what we call a blessing. That's what black folks describe as a blessing. What the Arabs enjoy. They over there in their own land, right, pumping all the oil. They set the standard of oil in the world. They set that standard, man. You know what I'm saying? They got the AK-47 and the Draco. You know what I mean? We ain't got none of them type of things with our names on it. They are blessed. Period. They receive blessings.
And let me mind you, they children, man. Them sons, them little Arab boys, they start off as little boys, man, training to kill. They learn warfare very young, at a very young age. You know what I'm saying? They ain't nothing to play with. The Lord gave you and granted you that. But go ahead, read.
Verse 21. But my covenant.
But what?
But my covenant.
In spite of the blessing you got, Ishmael, but this covenant I got, and I'm holding on to that strong. But my covenant, read.
Will I establish with Isaac?
I got to get that to your brother. That's something you can't have. That's something you can't be a part of. That's something that's just absolutely separate and holy. You know what I'm saying? That covenant is something serious. I'm giving that to your brother Isaac. That's what the Lord said right here. You know what I'm saying? It should be no distinction between who is God's chosen people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got a beautiful, wonderful blessing, but that don't mean you got the covenants. The covenants is what makes you God's chosen people and how we are, you know what I'm saying? How the Lord, how we serve the Most High. And we had a service of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? We had the Lord behind us. That's something you can't even get close to. That was something that was never promised to Ishmael. You understand? The Lord gave you that blessing because he didn't want to forget you. You know what I'm saying? He heard your affliction. He heard your mother's affliction in the wilderness, in the desert, when y'all damn near close to death.
Right.
He heard your affliction and gave you that. The Lord is merciful. The Lord is wonderful. The Most High is great. You know what I'm saying? On how he moved. But this covenant literally goes to the Israelites. It ain't nothing you can do or say, you know what I'm saying, that can put any distinction between. That's why Arabs, that's the part why they take advantage of you. Okay? You want to know why they got gas stations and they got all this in your communities and they able to eat deliciously and good off black folks? It's because they side against black folks to get in the first place. They side with the oppressor to get these things, man. You know what I'm saying? When they come over here in America, man, they gotta guess what they gotta do. They gotta make sure, man, that they ain't helping y'all, you Negroes.
That's right.
That's the number one thing they gotta make sure they ain't doing is helping y'all. All right. Well, that's a heavy thing I definitely wanted to bring out. We're gonna go into um go ahead, boy. Go ahead.
Is this fight? I know Esau pissed off because it's the birthright. I know what pissed him off in the beginning. But am I seeing the same thing in these Israelites?
Damn. Hold on. Can you say your question again, Word?
I know why Esau is because of the birthright.
Yeah.
But am I seeing the same thing in these Israelites?
Of course.
It's the birthright all over again.
Absolutely 100, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go into the scripture how Ishmael was mocking Isaac. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go into that right now. Actually, we can go into it. I believe it's in Genesis, the 21st chapter. We're gonna go into it right now. 21, I believe, in verse we're going to start at verse 9, 21 and 9. This right here give you that clear distinction right here. Go ahead, Warrior.
One more time. Genesis chapter 21, verse 9. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian.
And who was that? Ishmael. She saw Ishmael right here, right? Read.
Which she had born unto Abraham, mocking.
Doing what?
Mocking.
Now she saw him doing something that was dishonorable, all the way up until when she had the spirit to just drive them away from the house and get them the hell up out of there. It was some a driving force behind that of her doing that, and it was the Lord. And we're gonna read it right here in the scriptures just to show you how the Lord was working. This woman, she seen Ishmael mocking. Now I can't go into the details of the mocking and what he was doing, but if you pull up the definition of mocking. Let's pull that up real quick, and it's going to show you this is a disrespectful thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it may have done, whatever he was doing, it got him and his mama kicked out. Go ahead and read that definition.
Mocking. Making fun of someone or something in a cruel way.
That's what she caught Ishmael doing. You understand? She caught him mocking. Doing something, you know what I'm saying, to make fun of in a cruelty type way. And she did not like it. Whatever that thing what he was doing, it got him sent out of there. Him and his mama. All right, so go back to the scripture.
Genesis 21, verse 10. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son.
Now, this will be my question. What that thing that he did, man, for her to go to Abraham and say, cast out that bondwoman and her son. Because you ain't just going to get kicked out like that. If you could think about things, I can think about what I done got kicked out the house for. You know what I'm saying? I did something treacherous, deserving. So whatever he was doing, my question would be, what in the hell did he do? Whatever he did, it was grievous enough to get kicked out. It was something he did that was absolutely out of order. You know what I'm saying? We can all agree to that right there. Keep going.
I think the prior scripture we read where it described the look that Hagar was given, coupled with what the boy was doing, shows the pattern of some type of disdain for the boy.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a pattern. Even if it was just, whatever it was. Sarah, having the mother's instinct, didn't like it. And she went to him and said, they got to go.
They got to go. They got to get out of there.
Because it don't look like they, enjoying the boy or happy that he was born. And it don't look like she's teaching her son to see him as a brother. However it went, it was what the Lord wanted.
Right. Let's go. Let's get it. Keep going.
Verse 10. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son.
Read.
For the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son.
She knew it too. She said, "This son, he can't be a part of what my son about to be involved with. He got to go." You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Even with Isaac.
Read.
Verse 11. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son.
Abraham didn't feel so up to this thing right here. You know what I'm saying? And Abraham was feeling because this was his very first son he had. You know what I mean? When you have a child, man, you're gonna develop some type of an affinity for him. You know what I mean? You're gonna develop that. Okay. Say if this child was like an attachment, man, it's gonna be grievous to just kick him to the curb like that, get him up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So it was a grievous. It wasn't a thing that he was so easily persuaded to do.
Right.
He's like, hold on now, you going a little too far now. You might want to take it easy. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, LeBron. You want?
He doing what other kids might do. You know?
Right.
Why you want to just get rid of the boy? Because he doing what boys do. Hold on, that's my boy too. I can imagine what Abraham was thinking and what he might have said.
Right. And that's heavy, man. This how you know this book identified with the Israelites. We see what's going on in there. We see the issues at hand right here. Keep going.
And the women, man, they wasn't playing back then too. Like you can look at her and you look at Jacob's wife, what she did. You know, they wasn't playing even back then. These sisters.
Right. Go ahead.
Okay. And God said unto Abraham.
And what said?
And God said.
And this is where the Most High stepped in. So the Most High stepped in, and He said unto who?
Abraham.
Unto Abraham. The Lord stepped in on this one. Read.
Let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad.
See, don't let it be grievous, man, in the sight because of the lad. Don't let it grieve your heart that you got to send this boy and his mama away.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let it be so grievous. Read.
Come. And because of thy bondwoman, in all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice.
Do what?
Hearken unto her voice.
Do what?
Hearken unto her voice.
That's how you know, man. What the spirit that came upon Sarah came from the Most High. The Lord told Abraham to hearken unto her voice. That's how you know the spirit got on her. The Most High spirit got on that woman, man, and said they gotta go. They gotta get out of here. You know what I'm saying? That spirit hopped on her, and she was strong and adamant. You know, when a black woman's serious about something, she'll turn into a lion on you, and she ain't gonna back out of it either. It ain't gonna be so easy to persuade her or nothing when she got that spirit on her. This is what she was feeling. This is what Sarah was feeling, man. And the Lord said, "Don't let it be hearken unto your wife." You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
For in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
Hold on. For in Isaac, what?
Shall thy seed be called.
This is like the third scripture, right? That is saying the same exact thing. This is the third scripture we brought out, man. The third precept showing you that guess what? This covenant and this seed only going to one child. You know what I'm saying? Abraham was the father of many nations, yet one child get the covenant. You understand? That right there is heavy, and that is something big. Okay, so that right there is a beautiful thing. I absolutely wanted to bring out. I'm actually going into some archaeology right here, and the Babylon from Babylon to Timbuktu, and I actually want to get into the birth of Islam, where it originates from, comes from Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? That is something that Arabs strongly believe in. They believe in Islam, and they believe in Allah. And we're going to just show you where all that comes from. So we're on page 44 from Babylon to Timbuktu. And I'm going to start right here. Now, I'm actually starting at 45. No, I'm 12. I'm going to hold it down with the reading. And it says, when Muhammad was born, many Arabs were still worshiping the sun, stars, spirits, and idols. The Arabs possessed 360 idols, one for each day of the year. Now, if y'all hear this right here, man, you cannot skip over that part right here because it's telling you, even before Muhammad, Arabs had 360. They had an idol for each day of the year. They was worshiping all these idols, man. They was worshiping the sun, the stars, the spirits, the moon, all of those things, man. This is the thing that they were worshiping because they ain't have no God to worship in the first place. You see what I'm saying? So when quite naturally you don't have a God to serve for real, you're gonna make something up of your own. You're gonna make up an entity and you're gonna make that entity a God. All right. So it's telling you how the Arabs are. All right, and this is when Muhammad was born. I say Muhammad was born AD 570, 4 years after the death of Emperor Justinian. He was descended from the tribe of Quraysh and the family of Hashem. His mentality was prejudice. In his youth, he was never taught to read or write. All right, so it's telling you Muhammad was illiterate. He did not know how to read and he did not know how to write. Okay. But his imagination was superlative. Muhammad was an extraordinarily handsome man. I don't know why that's in there, but whatever. And equivalent and motivating.
What did say he was an extraordinarily handsome man?
God.
Oh my God. They so. Can we say that word? The 3-letter word?
Did you say LGBT? they got a pause for that one, man.
Hold on. They ain't use ruddy or nothing like that.
They said he was extraordinarily handsome man.
Oh my God. Who were the writers?
This is Rudolph. You got some explaining to do. Rudolph, what's his name? Rudolph Egger.
I'm sure he quoting
R. Windsor.
I'm sure he quoting the source.
You can't say that's so alternative.
That is very alternative.
That is alternative.
All right.
Good night.
So, and then it says, in his early years, Muhammad life, he passed time as a shepherd boy. We must remember that many successful men have arisen from insignificant and humble conditions. So that's basically saying that he came from poverty and stuff like that. Muhammad did, and then it says that watching the sun by day and the stars by night left opportunity for Muhammad to contemplate in solitude and reflect on the events of profound deities of this world. It says, after Muhammad became a camel driver, he traveled to remote and intriguing lands. He led his caravans to Persia, Syria, and Egypt, transcating business with merchants every kind on his business trips. He met with Jews, Christians, and members of other sections and integrated them concerning the tenets of their religions. He frequented the environment of the Jews and their rabbi, mostly because they were merchants and an omnipresent ethnic group. Because he could not read or write, his ears were attentive and keen to everything that the Jews related to him. Muhammad learned and extracted much from the Jewish religion. So when it's saying the Jewish religion, it's talking about us. It's talking about the actual, the real Israelites at that time. You know what I'm saying? He was learning. He was around a bunch of black people. Let me just put it to you in real simple terms. Muhammad was around Negroes. You know what I'm saying? The Israelites, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And he admired how we lived. He admired the ways how we carried ourselves, our traditions, and everything. That's why it's important when if you black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, man, the most profound thing you could ever do, man, is come in these classes in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge and actually learn your history. Because guess what? Your history shows you how to be in the earth. It shows you what to do when you walk outside these doors. It shows you how to apply your heritage to your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You just don't live any type of way.
That's right.
And that's what Muhammad, that's what he recognized. That's why in the scripture it say that these nations will look at us. Like let's go in Deuteronomy. We can actually pull that. It's in Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter. This is real quick.
Deuteronomy 4?
4 and 6, yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6. Keep therefore and do them. For this is your wisdom
Mhm.
and your understanding in the sight of the nation.
This is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. These nations, they're gonna. Yep, this Deuteronomy 4:6. You know what I'm saying? This right here, these other nations is gonna look and see how wise you live and how y'all operate. They're gonna look at that, man. They admire it. Much how like Muhammad was doing is telling you the history, the facts of how he admired the Israelites, how he was looking up to us. As he was doing his merchants and he was doing all of that traveling, he preferred to be around the Israelites and the Jews. And he used to ask us questions on how we supposed to live because he admired it. The scriptures say so. Read.
Which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
This right here shows you what Muhammad was going through and how every other nation will look at you when you take upon your culture back. This how you know your culture is very important. Your culture is very important because of this scriptures like this. It tell you, man, that you will be a great nation and an understanding people. You'll be wise. You'll have wisdom when other nations can't even understand how to obtain wisdom to your level or your knowledge. Right? Keep going.
Come, I want to come. Verse 7. For what nation is there so great? Who hath God so nigh unto them? As the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for.
So that right there, I just wanted to pull that just to show you, you know what I'm saying, how it goes along with what Muhammad is saying right here. And what it said, Muhammad learned and extracted much from the Jewish religion and compounded it. And this is where he messed up and compounded it with his new religion, Islam. So as he was learning our culture, he tried to take what he learned from our culture and put was in his own mind, which was Islam.
If I could
go ahead.
That's the point that I think we talked about how if you look at Islam, right, and then set it right next to what we teach according to the Bible, which is the Sabbath. You know, we have a Day of Atonement. We have a certain strict dress code for our women and our men.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you look at what they've done, they tried to always one up us. You know what I mean? Like they got 30 days to fast. You know what I mean? We got whereas we have one.
Right.
We tell our women dress modestly, and we really put that on the husband, you know, to describe to his woman what she can and cannot wear.
Right.
They have a dress code where she could barely even see through the slit of a damn, what they call it, hijab or whatever it's called.
I forget what that
She can barely see through that damn thing.
I know she be hot in the summer.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, what he did is, look, he was so jealous of the Israelites and wanted to be us that he decided to implement within their culture and develop in this religion a standard that according to the law made them better than us based on how they submitted themselves to God. You know, Muslims, the first thing they tell you, everybody's a Muslim that believe in God. Everybody that do the will of God is a Muslim, because to be a Muslim, it means what? One who does what? Submits himself to the will of God. Jesus himself was a Muslim. You hear what I'm saying right now?
Man, and
Jesus was a Muslim. You didn't know that?
So crazy.
Because he submitted his will to the will of God. So, you know, again, to your point, Muhammad went with a fine tooth comb through all of our culture. Like you said, he did what all of the rest of them do. Just like all the rest of them, if I could just sidebar right quick, how they took over our neighborhoods was they convinced mom and pop to teach them our recipes. And now look what they're doing right now in every damn Arab store in the hood. They selling you all your soul food and everything, salaki. But to the point, Muhammad did the same goddamn thing, and these Arabs around here learned from him.
Right.
Which was to infiltrate, be friends with us, and then steal every goddamn thing from us, and then market it as their own, just like Esau taught him.
And I'm gonna go into this. This is gonna be page 46 now. Now I'm gonna go into the second stage of it, the first stage of Islamic revolution, and I'm gonna go into the second paragraph right here. And it says, Muhammad spent many days in the hills outside of Mecca. He was immersed deeply in the deplorable conditions of his people, and he wanted to lead them away from moral turpitude and idolatry. It seemed to him that the angel Gabriel appeared, commissioning him to articulate a new religion to substitute for the old. Incidentally, Gabriel was the same angel who appeared in a vision to the Hebrew prophet.
Just real quick,
Daniel.
So he was what he became fascinated with also is the idea that we worship one God. We don't believe in a God for every day of the
Damn
year.
right.
So that was one of the things that really attracted Muhammad
Mm-hmm.
to so-called, Judaism.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's heavy. And that's definitely on point because we're about to get into that. And it said right here, it said, incidentally, Gabriel was the same angel who appeared in a vision to the Hebrew prophet Daniel. All right, so this right here, he's saying that like how Daniel was inspired and the angel came to him, he trying to say that same angel came to him.
That's right.
And made him a prophet.
Right.
Basically.
That's right.
And we know that's some bull.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we know that it's bull because the Lord only come to his people.
Right.
The Lord has only visited the Israelites.
And then it say right here, it said Muhammad gradually came to believe that he was a prophet and expounded his religion to members of his family. He went out to the holy temple to preach to the multitudes, gathered to worship the idols. With these words, the first phase of Islamic revolution began.
Slaki, he will rise you up prophets from among you. The Lord is only choosing prophets out of the Israelites scattered throughout the earth.
Right.
No Ishmaelite can be a prophet.
Damn right. And then it said through the Islamic revolution began. La alahaya Allah Muhammad Rasul Allah. They stealing our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And this in translation, this means there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the prophet of Allah. You know what I'm saying? What y'all gonna simultaneously see is like how we say Shema Yasha Allah, Allah Hayanawa, Allah Salagya. Allah Hayanawa Akkad, which meaning, hear, O Israel, our God is one. You know what I'm saying? They really try to use that in Islam. And guess where they get it from? They get it from us. And I'm gonna actually go to that right now. All right. So it says right here, I'm gonna go to page 48. I'm gonna skip a little bit. And it says, I'm gonna go to the second paragraph. It says, from Islam to Judaism. It said the Prophet Muhammad adopted many principles and laws from the Jewish religion. When it's saying Jewish religion, it's talking about us, the Israelites, again. It's not talking about the fake Jews, none of that. Right. None of those over there. It's actually talking about us, right?
And it only mentioned religion to identify with the reader, because it really wasn't a religion. It was us following the law, statutes, and commandments. But for the purpose of people that's just reading, you have to say religion for them to understand anything.
Right. So then now it says, the first of all, the basic idea of monotheism, which is the belief in one God, which Laban just had brought up, which was real heavy. You know what I'm saying? Muhammad's whole point of what he really liked about us, man, is we had one God. We had one power. We had one belief system. And he admired that so much. And we're going to go into it. It says, the Jewish confession of the unity of God is Shema Yasha Allah, Allahayanawa Ahala Akkad. All right, it just means, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You know what I'm saying? That's what that means. You understand? He looked up to that, and it says the Muhammadan slogan is as follows: La ahala Allah Allah Muhammad Rasul Allah. He stole it. You see what I'm saying? And that in translation means there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the prophet of Allah. Like, come on now, man. You putting yourself, you adding yourself in there. You saying, you know what I'm saying? You putting Allah, making Allah God. You know what I'm saying? Like, you doing all this to really copy what we've had established. You know what I'm saying? We had that established already. We actually have a true living power. You see what I'm saying? And Muhammad was trying his best to match it. Just like what LeBron was saying, how they go a little harder, how they try to, you know what I'm saying, take us up, take it up a notch.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
They pretend to take it up a notch, but shit. Excuse me, Slot. I don't think it's one damn 24-hour fast in that Ramadan, is it?
No.
They can eat when the sun go down.
Sun go down, they back to eat.
That's nothing for the average person that don't eat at work.
Right.
That ain't no damn fast.
Right. Like, come on now, go ahead, Masha.
If I could, you brought up something real heavy, super heavy. It applies to the entire world. We don't have a religion. Israelites don't have a religion.
Right.
Jewish people, the Israelis, they got religion.
Mm-hmm.
They got religion. Esau, we don't have a religion. We have a way we are required to live.
Right.
Religions you can pick up and put on.
Damn right.
Religions, you got a choice in the matter.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a choice. We live or die. Live according to the Most High or die.
Mm-hmm.
We've been that way from the beginning.
Damn right.
We said all that down. We told Moses all that the Lord has said we're going to do, and we lied. We didn't do that. Now we're on the bottom. They think that they're going to be all good, like the what is it, Amalek over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They want all the good,
mm-hmm.
but they don't want the tail. They don't want what we call the curses. But we've, in our ignorance, we've earned. As we come back to the Most High, we will see everybody say, you know what, the Most High is right. And that's why the knee go by. Because all their religion is going to be thrown in the garbage.
Damn right. Damn right. That's heavy. That's heavy, Masha, man. Damn right. That's real heavy. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep going with this because it's going to really bring out what the point that you was hitting back on too, LeBron. It says, Muhammad adopted also the main details of the Jewish calendar, the Day of Atonement, the Sabbath, much of the Bible, and narratives from the Midrash, and many points of the ritual law. Incidentally, the Jews prayed three times a day facing the city of Jerusalem. And the Muslims, true believers, pray 5 times a day facing the city of Mecca. So, as you've been saying, it's like you trying to contend and compete. Like, we reading it.
But you can't, because Romans 9:1. We just went over it. No matter what you do, you can't get the covenant, man.
There's nothing they can do.
You better be happy with that sand over there and that oil. You know what I mean? And having your brothers as your neighbors and all of the land that he blessed you with. You're not getting this covenant from us, man.
You ain't gonna get it.
Why?
There ain't nothing you can do to get it. You know what I'm saying? It said that the Israelites, they prayed toward the east. They prayed 3 times a day. The Arabs doing it 5 times a day. And then look what it say. It say trying his best.
Do it say that right there?
Trying his best. Muhammad sought to convert the Jews to his new religion.
Oh, okay. Con.
You see that? He tried his best, man, to, you know what I'm saying? All right, I see what y'all doing. I love this. We should add this with it. That's what Muhammad was doing. We should add some of this with it. You understand? But to know, right. Come on. Come on now. He said, but to no avail. The Jews were adamant and resistant to change. That's what we do, man. Like, Israelites don't change, man. We ain't changing up this doctrine. We ain't changing up our heritage. We ain't giving this up for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
As soon as you changed, Muhammad had a reason to cut your damn head off.
Right.
The minute you said, okay, let's change, you castrate you, put infantry in his army.
Right. And then
He had a reason to at that point, Slucky.
Right. And then it says, the high esteem which the prophet held for the Jews was transformed to enmity. And instead of allies, he looked upon them as competitors. Now he want to compete. You see that? See, at first he was loving them and trying to get them and try to add ideas. Not understanding, like, you can't add nothing with this.
Which coincides with him mocking.
Right.
This is the same thing, the same spirit, you know?
Damn right. This right here is heavy, man. This history going through is actually real heavy. And it's showing you the birth of Islam. Really, it comes from hating on the Jews, man.
And their history is just like the white man's history is to destroy us and to hate us.
Right.
His end goal is to make sure that you Negroes is on the bottom of him and that he get all your blessings and the covenant from the Lord. That's what Esau wanted. Esau wanted all.
Right.
Like Ishmael wanted all.
Right.
You know, he wanted spiritually. You know, Esau want this land right here because he know he can't get it spiritually because of what's in the Bible.
That's
but
right.
Ishmael want to try to steal it from you spiritually.
That's crazy. And it says Muhammad needed the confirmation of the influential Jews to validate his mission. And as all upstarts need the backing of someone influential, Muhammad therefore turned against the Jews and became their tormentor. Now it's a flip. You know what I'm saying? You see a person that once loved the, you know what I'm saying, our traditions and things and looked up to it, and it turned into hate. And so much he became the tormentor. All right. And then it says the offspring of Judaism are Christianity and Islam. Now, history was repeating itself. The prominence of Christianity said to the Jews, we accept your Bible, morals, and monotheism, only receive from us Jesus Christ, the great prophet, the Messiah of whom all the prophets spoke in the scripture. Because the Jews refused, they were despised and hated. You know what I'm saying? And it says Muhammad tried to construct his religion as closely as he could after the Jewish religion. You see that, right? You see, you know what I'm saying, how Islam, the Quran, and all of those things, how it's set up.
They pray to the east.
They pray to the east.
Then the Bible also described early on where prayers were done where brothers fell on their face and prayed on their face.
Right.
At least that could be interpreted by them as how they prostrate themselves on the ground and pray towards the east.
Right.
I mean, so many parallels. You know what I mean? The dress code is one of them. I know they don't eat pork, but I believe they eat shellfish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a ton of them that, you know, you can't help but to see how one influenced the other. And then you know, when you realize that, you know, the Quran didn't come about until 500 years after Christ, then you would know what was plagiarized,
right?
What was copied.
And then even in the Quran, this is the Quran Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2, verse 122 through 29, right? So 122 says, "Children of Israel, recall my favor, which I bestowed upon you, and I exalted you above the nations of the world."
And this is in the Quran.
This is in the Quran, man. Like, come on now. Like, this how you know you're not going to escape or try to even name and try to make yourself like you one of us. Because your own book even says that we still above y'all. This how you know, man, that this Bible ain't no joke. These prophecies ain't nothing you can change. It ain't nothing you can do to play with them, because guess what? You will try to play with it and you will find in your own exact Quran that it says we still above you.
That's right.
Like, come on, man. That's the Most High. You cannot contend with a power like that. I wouldn't even try to do it. You got something, Shah?
I want to ask a question if I could.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the actual Israelite man or woman saying when they step down to become a Muslim? What are they saying to the Most High. When they accept Islam.
When you accept it, you ain't even shit. You don't even understand the history of it, honestly. You know what I'm saying? When they accept Islam, you being a knockoff of your own self, of your own heritage. You know what I'm saying? It's like a knockoff. Here's the real Gucci. You settling for fake Gucci. And I'm just a pair, just to make a comparison. Go ahead, LeBron.
You're right, for sure. That is absolutely correct. And I just want to add this. We believe when we join that Muslim mosque that we are Muslims. We authentically believe that we had to be Muslims because that Bible is a white man's book and they use it to enslave us. So what I realized was that the way the Bible was pitched to me, turned me off from it and forced me to be a Muslim. Because ain't nowhere in the world I'm getting with something that put my people in slavery, something that they read from that furthered my slavery and support the fact that these so-called oppressors are akin to God. I can't get with that God. That God was okay with them slaughtering me. So I got to be this Muslim, having limited access to history, to historical accounts on how, in the 1800s, 1600s, how, the Arabs over there, slaughtered millions of us as well. You know what I mean? So what I wind up doing is picking what appears to be the best of this world and being a Muslim, and not realizing that being a Muslim ain't no different than being a Christian, because anybody can be a Muslim, just like anybody can be a Christian, just like anybody can be a Buddhist, just like anybody can chant and be, any one of these religions all over the earth. But you know what you can't be? You can't be a member of the Israelite school of UPK under Commander General Yohana in Christ unless you're an Israelite. So we are the only pure so-called religion in the earth. Everybody else, man, will accept you. All you got to do is bow down to their God.
Right.
And you're accepted. Slot.
Man, that's a heavy point. It's a heavy point. I'm going to read this last little section right here, and we're going to go ahead and get out of here. It says right here, page 49 of Babylon and Timbuktu. And it says, Muhammad tried to construct his religion as closely as he could after the Jewish religion, meaning after the Israelites. He favored the Jews by accepting many of their laws and traditions. When the Jews refused to be converted, which that had to happen. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to bow down to you or try. You can't convert Israelite, you know what I'm saying, somebody who is Israelite by blood to something else. You cannot do that. They gonna look at you like you crazy. We're gonna look at you like you stupid. You understand? And that's exactly what happened. Go ahead, LeBron.
I just wanted to add, when Muhammad hit the scene, the Israelites had already been oppressed, man, had already been destroyed, basically. So this was the remnant of the Israel that was living in that region at that time.
Right.
And then Muhammad was in, anybody remember his birth date?
His birth date is
7/11 or what was that?
See, I got it right here. It says Muhammad was born 570 AD.
Right. That's 500 years, man, after Christ. 570?
Yep.
570 years after Christ. Right. So that was 570, and that's 500 years after Israel was fallen. So the remnant of the Israelites that he was over there plagiarizing was those of us that remained.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? We was already in our weekend still.
Right.
So he was a part of that. He was a part of that. Those different oppressive regimes that was really, really oppressing us at our lowest, at our weakest.
God.
You know what I'm saying, Salaki?
And then it says, when the Jews refused to be converted, he commanded his followers to stop turning to the holy city of Jerusalem in prayer, but rather to turn to the city of Mecca. He changed the Jewish Yom Kippur, meaning the Day of Atonement or fast day, which he had accepted for the month of Ramadan. Muhammad changed the Jewish Sabbath from Saturday to Friday. We have another parallel with Christianity. In the 4th century, the church changed the Sabbath to Sunday and reorganized its calendar to make Easter separate of Passover. You know what I'm saying? Like Christianity, also, Muhammad included in his Bible the Quran. Occasions concerning the Jews. Nevertheless, the Quran glorifies many biblical personalities. In order to win the pagans into the church, Christianity adopted many barbaric customs and traditions. All right, now that's just talking about Christianity, but it's also making a comparison with Christianity and Islam was doing the same thing. That's why we say it's just all Christianity. They both did the same thing. They both grafted in these pagan gods and their things. They both changed up doctrine that was actually, you know what I'm saying, sealed that's in the Bible. They changed all of that up. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I just wanted to add this part right here. Like, if you really take a step back and really dissect what these principalities have really constructed around us,
right,
is flooding our consciousness with these other gods.
Right.
Think about it. Their whole intent and purpose is to make sure that Israelites participate in these things. Think Muhammad pushed hard for the Israelites to follow another God, another doctrine. Why not just go ahead and do your own? What you need us for, man? You know why they need us? Because they know they only got a little bit of time, man. And their reign in this earth is consistent, or I should say, it's held up based on how disgusting we are to our God.
Right.
If they can get us to be sinners perpetually, right?
Right.
If they could get us to always do something against our Lord, then that means their time and rulership and power and authority is going to be exasperated, right? It's going to increase, going to trickle on.
Right.
So they know they have to convince us. Just think about this, and then I'm gonna stop talking. Like, everything that seems like it gains power in America, the first people that got to sanction it, got to get on board with it, is black folks, man.
Right.
As soon as we say, okay, it's accepted, as soon as we vote on it, now it's the mainstream.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The most recent example is what they've done with the LGBTQ XYZ laws. Soon as we said yes, soon as black folks voted that stuff in, man, look how crazy and absurd it is in the public restrooms. I saw one sister online beefed out with, I think Kazak posted that, where that transsexual was trying to get in the bathroom and the sister daughter was in there. And she's like, oh, no, you ain't coming up in here.
Right.
So we have to my point, we have to sin against our God, and then the nations is like, okay, they did it, so we good to go with it.
It's like misery love.
Not that.
It's like Misery Love Company. They trying to
not Misery
get
Love
us
Company. I see your point, though. What I'm saying is, not Misery Love Company. In order for them to live, we got to die every day. We got to keep dying.
Right.
Now, the minute we start, like, everything is in a flip. The minute we start law, statutes, and commandments on the street corners every week, look at the wars that's breaking out.
Right.
All the prophecies coming to pass.
Right.
The minute we wake up out of our ignorance, the world all of a sudden is on goddamn fire.
Now it's changed.
But as long as we voting for these sick rights of individuals, right, and getting high and doing all of the other abominations, man, it seems like the world is at peace. It's lucky.
Right. And that's so heavy, man. Michelle, get Judith 5 and 20. We use the restroom. We just take over. Get Judith 5 and 20.
Now that's a heavy one to bring out to that point right there. I think we brought it out last week, but it's absolutely a heavy scripture that should be in the minds of everybody, man, in terms of how to deal with this individual. A lot of times we're looking at the surface issues, like the conflict between the black man and the black woman right now, and we stop at the symptoms. We stop at the results. We don't go back. We don't you know what I mean, uncover the layers of what it took to get us to this point. We just know right now that so-called black men and women hate each other in the world. That's all we're saying. It's a conflict between black men and women all day long. And in the Israelite School of UPK, we've told you that this was coming, and the reason why it's here. Right, so I believe he wanted Judah 5 and 20.
Judith chapter 5, starting at verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
This is what the nations know. They know this, man. The minute our women lift up their skirts a little bit higher, man, you know what I mean, and brothers, you know, spend a little bit more time out in the clubs and the streets, man, and embracing the world, man. As long as we continue to do those things like that, the more they have access to what destroys us.
Right.
And I'm not saying having fun and partying or whatever is a bad thing, because we do it all the time. What I'm really saying is the more we embrace the world and what the world dictate we do,
Right.
the weaker we become as a people, man. And he understand all he got to do is, you know, say a few things, influence us here and influence us there, and then all of a sudden we don't even like God no more. We hate God.
Man.
You know what I mean? Slocky.
Brothers be too attached into sin. Like brothers be, you know what I'm saying? That sin is what get us, man. It's like it's the thing that will weaken you as a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian.
Lust.
That lust, the sin. You attach sin to your lifestyle, man. The Lord will never be with you. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, the Lord don't answer prayers of a sinner, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord requires us to be perfect. You know what I mean? A lot of times we want to go to the Lord when we haven't done nothing for the Lord so we can go to him in the first place. You see what I'm saying? Like, we got to hone in and change all the way strong, man. Change. And the only way to change and strengthen your spirit is by coming in here.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Coming in this school right here and killing that old man, killing who you once were. You know what I'm saying? That shameful old man that used to be with me, I don't never want to see him alive no more. You know what I'm saying? That's why you fight to, you know what I'm saying? The Lord say, you know what I'm saying? You got to come as a baby again. This is the way to do it. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't got, and with the times that it's looking like in the world and in the earth, we ain't got that much longer.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't got that much longer, man. We getting closer and closer, man. You know what I mean? So Black people, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man, we got to get it together. Got to get it all the way tight, man. Get all the way in order. All right. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and close out this class. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you tune in next Monday from 7 to 9, man. We're gonna come out. We're gonna have another heavy topic, man. All right. With that being said, men of Israel, Majim. Majim Shabbat. Majim. Barak. Yahaba. Shimmy al Shah. Brakatah. Yagmatah. Gonna have Mashah come read the security announcements. Clap it up for the Lord, Joe.
ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21. Malachi 3:8-10 means 10th in the Hebrew. Ma'asharah, 10% of every penny of any increase of the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like, up holy convocations, the Feast of Dedication, December 7th. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, they start to wearing all black. That's boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. Men of Israel, Hamajim Shabbat, Hamajim. Barak, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah. Yazamatah. Dismiss.
ISUPK.